Self-criticism doesn't show up as bruises on the skin, but as cracks in the soul. It whispers in the quiet, undermines every achievement, and weaponizes your own voice against you. Most think it's just discipline or modesty. But in truth, chronic self-criticism is a learned defense, crafted in childhood, sharpened by failure, and sustained by perfectionism. It's the voice that says, "Not good enough," no matter how high you climb. Self-criticism is a survival mechanism, but over time, this inner war drains the joy from success and the lessons from failure. It becomes a prison, one made not of iron, but of internalized shame. The inner critic is often the echo of others, parents, teachers, peers, whose harsh words carved pathways in your neural network. Over time, these voices become automatic, firing every time you make a mistake, try something new, or seek recognition. But truth is not what hurts. Conditioning does. And the good news? What is learned can be unlearned. The critic may have been born in survival, but healing is born in awareness. To begin shifting, you must first separate your voice from the one that was taught to you. We crave validation because we are social beings wired for connection. But when that need becomes dependent on external praise, we lose our internal compass. Internal validation is the antidote. It means learning to say, "I'm proud of you," even when no one else notices. It's the radical act of witnessing your own progress. Self-validating individuals have higher emotional resilience, less anxiety, and greater intrinsic motivation. Their self-worth is not up for auction. Instead of asking the world for permission to feel worthy, they give it to themselves. Perfectionism is the polished cousin of self-loathing. It wears ambition as armor, but beneath it hides deep fear of inadequacy, rejection, and unworthiness. The perfectionist doesn't aim high because they believe in themselves. They aim high because they fear what happens if they fall. This fuels a dangerous cycle: unrealistic expectations, inevitable disappointment, brutal self-judgment. And even when success comes, it feels hollow, because it wasn't rooted in joy, but in fear of failure. Breaking this cycle requires not lowering standards, but expanding compassion. Mistakes aren't proof of failure, they're proof you're trying. The mind that sees a misstep as shameful will shrink from growth, but the mind that sees it as feedback becomes unstoppable. Reframing mistakes rewires the brain from fear-based reactivity to curiosity-based reflection. The most resilient people in the world are not those who never fall, but those who clap for themselves after getting back up. They don't say, "I'm broken." They say, "I'm building." This shift isn't naive. It's neuroscience-backed resilience. Acknowledging your growth doesn't make you arrogant. It makes you alive. We are trained to downplay our wins, fearing judgment or hubris. But this denial silences the very soul that's craving affirmation. Self-acknowledgement means pausing to say, "Look how far I've come." It means recognizing the nights you survived, the habits you changed, the boundaries you built. Celebration isn't vanity, it's vitality. Because the version of you who's standing here today was once just a dream in the heart of a broken you. Inner transformation begins with this: stop the courtroom. Start the conversation. Most people speak to themselves like prosecutors, not mentors. Their inner voice is sharp, sarcastic, unforgiving. But what if you turn that voice into a guide, not a judge? This is self-compassionate dialogue. It sounds like, "You messed up, yes, but you're learning," or "That was hard, and you did your best." This simple linguistic shift rewires your brain's emotional center, reducing cortisol and increasing emotional regulation. Rituals shape the subconscious. If you only mark pain but never mark progress, your brain learns to fear life. Create micro-celebration rituals, journaling wins, lighting a candle after difficult days, speaking affirmations aloud. These are not silly habits, they are neurological reinforcements. The brain doesn't change through logic alone. It changes through repetition and reward. Celebration carves new grooves in the mind. Each act of acknowledgement becomes a seed planted for future self-belief. You are not just a character in your story, you are the narrator, and narrators have the power to edit, Emphasize and reframe. Rewriting your internal narrative means no longer calling yourself lazy, too sensitive, or a failure. It means choosing language that reflects reality and possibility. Every word you use with yourself is either a wound or a window. Stop recycling harsh metaphors. Replace them with courageous ones. Your life is not a cautionary tale. It's a becoming story. In the end, the applause you've always waited for needs to come from within. Not because others don't matter, but because you do. External praise is fleeting, but self-celebration, it's fuel. It says, I am enough in progress and in pain. I clap for my courage. A person bowing alone on a stage. Audience chairs empty, soft spotlight glowing overhead. A person bowing alone on a stage. Audience chairs empty, soft spotlight glowing overhead.